Hi guys, this is Lavender Town's Ghost, and this is going to be a quick tutorial, hopefully a quick tutorial, on how to use AnimeStudio to extract models from Genshin Impact and other Hoyoverse games. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the link in the description, github.com/escardum/AnimeStudio. It'll take you to this page right here. We're going to scroll down. This is the official wiki. I recommend reading that. Even if you're watching this tutorial, that has additional documentation that can help you out. But we're going to download it by going here, download the Net9. It's downloading there. Going to open it. There we go. And I don't know why that just opened up in the background. We're going to extract. I'm just going to extract this right to my desktop to make things easier. You put it wherever you want to go. I have no idea why that opened in the background. Then let's go to our desktop. AnimeStudio.net right here. Everything is already there. You're going to open the GUI. And then this is going to pop up a window protected your PC, more info, run anyway. This is trusted. It's not going to mess with your PC. So, two windows pop up. This is going to be our main window that we're going to be using to operate in. This is our debug console. I like to have that just in the corner just so I can see what's going on in the background. So the very first thing we're going to do is set this up for our game. So we are going to go to Options, select Game, Game type Hoyo Game, and this is specifically, I'm going to be doing this tutorial for Genshin Impact. So Genshin Impact, game version, live, confirm. So now it's set up for Genshin Impact. Next, we're going to want to go and change the setting, or the scale of the models. So back to Options, and then we're going to go down to Export Options. And then we are going to, you can change some stuff up here if you want. You can open folder after export, yes or no, it's up to you. We are going to go to Scale Factor, and we're going to increase that to 100. There we go. Then we're going to hit OK. Next, we're going to set up the maps. This is how the program is going to find the actual files that you're going to want to be downloading, pulling, whatever you want to refer to it as. You need to have the game installed on your computer for this to work. It won't pull from the internet or anything else like that. You need to have the game installed on your computer. So, we're going to go down here. This box will be empty. Go ahead and name it whatever you want to name it. I'm just going to name it Luna 4 because that's the version that I'm downloading for. And do it in this Asset Map and Cab Map section. And make sure map type is set to message pack. I think it should be set to that by default, but if not, make sure it says message pack. You're going to hit build both. So, first thing you're going to want to do is, this window is going to pop up twice. The first time it pops up, go to wherever your Genshin Impact game is downloaded. It should just say Genshin Impact. Mine says Genshin Impact game because I named it like that when I downloaded it for some reason. Go there. This should be your folder set up here. Genshin Impact data. Streaming assets, asset bundles, blocks. Select a block folder, hit select folder, and then over here you should see scanning found a lot of files. You're going to want to make sure it has a good amount of files there. So this is going to be where we actually save the maps to. So I'm going to go back to my desktop. I'm going to just go back into here. I'm going to save it on this screen right here, and I'll show you something in a little bit that messed me up later on. So we're going to select folder. So now we wait. It's going to process those 24,000 blocks. It's going to take a second, so I will get back to you once it's done loading those. So we have finished downloading all the assets. That took me probably about an hour. Might take longer or shorter depending on your computer. So now that we have those, we need to load both of the maps. First, we're going to go to, please load. We're going to go to the cab map, load. And it's, if you notice, it's not the folder where we saved it in. The cab map always gets stored in maps. So regardless of where you saved the asset map, cab map is always going to get saved to maps. So we're going to open that. There, it loaded down there. I'm actually going to go to here. Go back to my desktop. Go into here. You see, Luna 4 map. So that's the asset map. That's what we're going to be using. I saved it here just to show you that the cab map will always save to the maps file. or the maps folder. I'm going to go ahead and put the other map in there also, just so it's easier. I just want to show you that they will be, the .bin file will always be in the maps folder regardless of where you save the .map file. That confused me for a little bit. So now we're going to, please don't move, open asset browser, and now here's where we're going to load asset map, and that's going to be that .map file. So that's going to be the one, that's where, wherever you saved it, that's where it's going to appear. The cab map is always going to be in the map folder. So wait here for a little bit. Alright, it's loaded. As you can see, there are a lot of files. We're not going to load all of these, because that's a lot. So for this tutorial, we're going to load Yehoda's character model. So the way we're going to get her, we could just search Yehoda. It's going to pull up a lot of stuff, because there's obviously a lot tied to Yehoda, as you can see. So you'll notice there's a common structure that appears in here. Avatar, girl, bow, Yehoda. I'm actually going to go to another website really quick and show you. This is the Anime Extraction Project. This has a list of all of the files. So we're going to go to textures from Genshin Impact. It's only updated to 6.0 right now, but that's fine because Yehoda's model is in 6.0. So this has a breakdown of the files and how their file names are organized. So I'm just going to show you how they're organized really quick for whenever you're looking at other models. We're just going to focus on character models right now, but as you can see, there's other stuff in here also, like NPCs and monsters are further down. So Avatar is where all the playable characters are. So all of them are going to start with Avatar. And then you can see down here is all of the model types. So boy is short male, girl is short female, lady is tall female, lolly is child girl, because there's no child male characters. Male is tall male. So we're doing Yehoda, so we'll go to girl. The O1 files are just additional texture files. You don't need to worry about those. So within here, it's separated by their weapon type. But obviously Yehoda has a bow. Undefined is there's a couple major NPCs that are saved to this, like Marionette. Skirk, I believe, is her flashback. It's her story mode or flashback model. This isn't her actual playable model. And then obviously Marionette 6.0 isn't playable yet. So we go to bow. So then these are all of the girl bow characters, the medium female characters. And then Yehoda. So this is her file. If you wanted to, you could download just the just her texture files here, but this doesn't have her actual model. So to make things easier, I'm going to just copy this, go back here. All right, I'm going to paste it here, and then we're going to replace all of the slashes with underscores. All right, and then I'm going to, first we're also going to go to select types. Animation clip, there's obviously a lot of animations. We're not going to worry about animations right now, so I'm going to unselect that just to make it to where there's a lot less files that are going to get loaded. And then you hit search. You're going to wait a second while it loads. Alright, and then I like to sort this. So anything just that starts with Avatar is what we're going to want to load. So all the way down here. So these are her effects, and then this is her NPC model, which we don't really care about right now. So we're going to select all of these, and we're going to go to load selected. So we're updated. It has loaded all of our files. So now we're going to go back in here, and I probably should have copied the other one that I already replaced all the underscores on. Now we're just going to hit enter, and luckily the first one I needed is literally this one right here. But if you hit enter more, you'll see other variations of this. You want the one that says Avatar, since we're doing Yehoda, Avatar, girl, bow, Yehoda. You want inside of it to have trigger, that same name again, dummy, all that. If you're doing a monster or an NPC, obviously the file structure is going to be different, but you want to find the one that's as close to this as possible. You don't want something, let me go ahead and show you some other ones down here. You don't want anything that says edit or Kaban or ragdoll, mannequin. You don't want anything that says that. You just want this one up here. So we have all of these selected up here. That's why you see those little checkboxes. All these are selected. Now we go to export. go down to where it says Models Objects. We're going to Export Selected. It's going to ask where you want to save it. We're just going to go ahead and put it just right into the same folder. Set folder. It's in the process of exporting it, and I have it set to automatically pull up that window. So here we have the FBX file, all the texture files, and stuff like that. So we're going to open up Blender really quick, and I will show you how to get the model in Blender, not really to do much inside Blender itself. So here's how Blender will look when you open it. We're using updated version 4.4.3. You'll just click to get that screen to go away. On this open screen right here, press A to select all of the objects, and then press Delete, not backspace, Delete. We're going to go to File, Import, FBX, and then Desktop. That's where I have this saved. So it'll save it under Game Object and then the name, because it's Genshin is a Unity game, so Game Object is how Unity recognizes the models. So we're going to go to the FBX file, import FBX, and this is what we have. So you notice it looks a little funky right now. For Blender to see textures, you're going to want to go to this option right here, Viewport Shading, and you'll notice it looks really funky. Don't worry, we will fix that. Go into the Shading tab. Click on the body here, and so you have the shader panel down here. Don't worry if you don't understand what most of this means. We're going to get this one here. That is the alpha connection. See where it says alpha is connected to alpha? Select that, get rid of it, delete it. Obviously this still isn't good. The textures are all black and dark. Go to here, the one that connects color to base color. Where this one says alpha, hit channel packed, and it looks a little bit better. And so now we're going to go do that for all of these materials. And remember that we clicked on hair first. That's going to be important in a second. All right, and then when you're done, make sure you go back to the one you originally selected, and that'll put the hair back to where it's supposed to be. I forgot her stockings. There we go. All right, so now we go back to layout, and you'll notice it's still a little funky looking. First of all, let's get rid of all these lines. Drag and click to select them, and then press H, and that'll just hide them. We're just gonna get rid of these really quick to make things a little bit easier as we're looking. So, first of all, she has this weird dress thing going on, and she has no eyes. We will fix that. Go into the collection down here, extend the full list of all the model parts. So we want to hide these. So these are little dots that you probably won't see once you have the textures. I just like hiding them to make things a little bit easier so you don't accidentally select them whenever you do any modeling of sort inside here. So we want to hide the effect mesh. That's the weird dress on there. We want to hide the eye star. And then there is a weird double mesh over the eyes on some of the characters. So you're going to select face eye, edit mode. So once you're in edit mode, go to face select up here, hold mouse over the face, hold L, and it'll automatically select that all of the faces connected to whatever face you were holding the mouse over. Hit delete, and then click on faces. And then now go back to object mode, and look at that! Yehoda's back to normal. So, this model is ready for whatever you want to do in Blender. Animation, if you want to try to port it over into Unity and do custom animations there, or edit it for whatever purposes, for skin changes, re-uploading that into the game, up to you. Porting it to Miku Miku Dance, up to you. This is as far as this tutorial is getting you. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly save this as Yehoda, so that way it saves the texture changes and all the hiding stuff that I did. And there we go. So that's how you get a model out of Genshin. I definitely recommend to look at this. Oop, that's the wrong one. I definitely recommend looking at the Anime Extraction project, because there are several characters whose names don't align properly. For example, Amber is Ambor, and if I go to Lady here, if I go to Lady Sword, the one I know is very different, is Jean. That's Jean. So this is Jean. I don't know why it's Jean. I don't know if that's because in the beta they just use the Chinese version of her name spelt out. And also for characters that have costumes, it'll be their name, costume, and then whatever the name of the costume is. So for Jean, costume C is her summer one, costume Wick is her witch one, and then any characters that have TT, I forget what TT stands for, but that's the change for censorship, because several characters had their skins changed for censorship reasons. So that's what the TT stands for. But yeah, and then these is exactly how it'll show up in the extractor itself. So there you go. Very basic. If you have any further questions, the link to the Discord associated with the anime extraction project and AnimeStudio will be in the description. It's also on the wiki page that I'll have linked. I recommend asking questions there because odds are I probably won't be able to answer them in the comments here. If it's something relating to this video itself, I might be able to help, but anything further on, probably not. Anything to do with animations in Blender or porting it to Unity, I cannot help you with that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye!